have you guys been like you guys know about Charlie Kirk, right? You guys heard?
I've heard
about
the
that
name.
guy? Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
I don't think he's doing too well, but I have seen that tribute song. Have you guys heard the We Are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame, we'll fight for the I've become obsessed with that song. Like, it sucks. The song sucks. It's a bad song about a bad guy, but like it is infiltrated all, like, any feed that I'm on. I got home from work the other day. My roommate opened her door. She just looked at me and she sang it at me. It's like just infected every part of my life. This fucking
Is
song.
it AI? Did AI make that?
I think AI did absolutely create that, but sadly,
who says AI can't innovate and create things, man? Like it's a beautiful song.
There's a restaurant in my neighborhood that like has recently started playing AI music.
No,
like, at the restaurant, which is a huge bummer because I really like the restaurant. And it's all the songs are like so obviously like just very generic and bad. And the lyrics are like, I went to the beach and I stepped in the water for you. But I hope that they start playing the Charlie Kirk tribute song. I think that would be cool. So
Are they
that would
doing
be so good.
Are businesses starting to play AI because they don't have to pay like BMI and ASCAP fees, like royalties, you think?
I also see like AI. I went to a ramen place in Manhattan like last year that had AI ramen pictures like all over the walls, like framed photos of like a cat eating like ramen. It was insane.
You're a ramen store. You make the ramen.
I know. Just take a photo. Like,
it cannot be that hard. For like the AI music people, is it just that like is it like they just don't have the internet and just like don't know? They just don't know what's going on with that, and they're like, oh wow, this is nice music.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe
I don't either.
They think it sounds dope as hell.
You know who thinks, someone I found out recently thinks AI music is dope as hell is Joe Rogan.
Oh, really?
He, like, a consistent bit he's been doing, and it's not a bit, he's not trying to be funny, but something he's been doing on his show for the last like couple of weeks, like consistently multiple guests across multiple episodes for like 5 minutes at a time minimum, is he asks a guest, have you been listening to AI music? I like love AI music. Jamie, like, and he pulls up AI song and he like plays a full song and like makes his guests listen to it. He's like, there's so many people that just like have cooked their brains on this shit.
Wow.
It's absurd. Yeah.
Art Gatekeeper loves AI music. That's awesome. I would love to fucking go on that show. I know everyone's always like, oh, you shouldn't, don't platform Joe Rogan by going on the biggest show in the world. I just would love to go on and just like make up conspiracy theories and see if he just like tells the next guy.
Yeah, dude.
It would be probably the easiest show to do that with. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I have a couple friends that have taken that position. 2 people I know have been offered Joe Rogan appearances, and both of them told me, when I got mad at both of them, I'll just say I'll snitch on one of them. One of them was Ed. Fuck
Peterson.
You, Ed. I'm so mad at Ed for not going on. You know how fucking hilarious that conversation would be of this dour British man like explaining to Joe Rogan how the computer is ruining his life, and then Joe Rogan's like, "What do you do for fun?" He's like, "I listen to the fucking Raiders." You know what I mean? That would be the funniest fucking shit in the world. I understand why he doesn't want to do it, but I am mad at him for that.
This is Ed Citron, you're saying?
Yeah.
He should do it. He should go
Missed opportunity. But yeah, he's a Joe Rogan. I think there's a prime opportunity for misinformation for those who want to make the world even crazier.
Yeah, you could just tell him anything.
Yeah. Do you have like a conspiracy theory? Like you got one like primo that you would give him first? Like first insight into just for Joe Rogan.
I know that he really loves the stoned ape theory, which is like the idea that monkeys ate mushrooms, and that's how like the super mushrooms came from like a comet, and then monkeys ate them, and that's how like humanity was made. But I think I would try to come up with like a new version of that. Where it's like, yeah, dude, I read a scientist who said that like the first humans came from like snakes with super venom who bit their legs or whatever.
We're like all like low-key superheroes. That's where it's in our blood. We know we're supposed to be Spider-Man. Like we know this.
And then just like the week after my episode, he's talking to like some senator, and he's like, I actually heard from a guy that snakes made us by biting everyone's penises.
We'll work on it. We'll get you on.
Yeah,
we'll work it out. And so we got Caleb and we got Jeremy here with us today on Kill the Computer. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Jeremy from Quarators Podcast. Go check it out. It's a very fun show.
Yeah, another pro computer podcast, pro internet podcast.
Everything is going great. It's like the theme.
Cool
I do. The thing I do love about that show is like I feel like Quorators, like they're like Quora in particular, like that website is like I'm surprised it's still around in so far as like I feel like people don't really care about websites anymore, like in that way that people used to. Like Yahoo Answers is gone, but people still go on Quora and say some of the craziest shit I think I've ever seen in my life.
That's something AI can never replace, is the shit that you see on Quora.
Yeah. There's no other website for, because like, you know, we're on all these things. Every website's just like sharing screenshots from Twitter. But Quora is the last place to go if you're like a retired cop who's afraid of ghosts. So,
there's a community there for you.
They are trying to replace it with AI though. The guy who runs it is Adam something. He created this AI company called Poe, and his thing is that he wants Quora to be like the new hub of information for the world. So he's like having AI answer all the questions now. And every now and then we'll be on there and we'll read a question that's like, how do I get humans to trust all of my lies? And we're like, that's weird. And then we see it was written by AI. And it's like some crazy fucking robot thing.
A question written by AI? AI is
that's a bummer.
Oh, no.
And they're like hidden. You have to go into like these, like, you have to like click like 10 things to find that it's an AI. And they're usually like scary for some reason.
I love that everything is being replaced by computer and AI.
Yeah,
even like
perverts.
relationships, perverts, online perverts. Like that's the most disappointing thing. I thought online perverts were sacred. I thought we knew this.
No, online perverts are being there. I wouldn't call them endangered, but they are being threatened, and we're going to get to that. That's one of the later stories we're going to talk about tonight.
Exciting.
Yeah. So what do we got? I mean, I guess before we get into some of the stories we do have, there was the Trump and Zoran meeting. That was fucking crazy. I like didn't really like, I knew that was happening, but then I was like busy. I was working, and I got free. I freed my day up, and I saw it after the fact, and I saw some of the clips, and I'm like, I feel like I'm hallucinating. I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. What is this? Like,
did you watch the whole thing?
I did watch the whole thing, the whole 30 minutes. Yeah.
Did you watch that, Jeremy?
I watched the clips going around. They were all very funny.
Yeah.
Trump being like, this guy's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Smiling really big. He's never smiled at Don or Eric Jr. like that. Like he's just never felt those emotions in his life. And it's like so funny that he like very clearly just was charmed by him. I think that's like, I don't know, there's like a lot to be said about, I think, this meeting politically and like what it might mean about Zoran, what it might mean about, I don't know, just like the broader politics. But I think the thing that I just keep coming back to is just sort of really funny. The way it just, all of it was just really funny and odd.
It was hilarious.
It was so odd.
It was like, so, you know, listeners of the show in June, no, Jeremy, maybe not. I don't follow like contemporary politics. I don't follow the news very well. You know, it's just not. I have enough mental problems. You know what I mean? So
you should run for local office. This is what we need.
Dude, I would be such a good crank candidate. Like on one specific thing, like my specific issue, and I've talked about that. I've written letters to the editor where we have to ban all political signs and billboards. I've done that more than once, and I could get elected, so great. I could remove them from the city. But in any case, I was watching that, and I don't like this type of I'm not an information enjoyer. I hate this kind of shit. But that was like the most riveting 40 minutes of my life. Like I was just glued to it. I could not believe what I was seeing. You know,
yeah.
I think that the media, you know, some of the questions were in bad faith, of course, but I think they did a good job of hurling shit at them to like, hey, wait a second, what is going on? You know, a lot of it, of course, was also in bad faith, but like the one where they're like, hey, like you just called Trump a fascist, and now you're like here with him, and then do you still think he's a fascist? And he like starts to kind of do his Zoran thing where he's like, well, I believe, you know, New Yorkers, this, that, and Trump just stops him, and he's like, it's okay, you can just tell him I'm a fascist. It's easier that way. And it was like so fucking funny. Yeah. And like, I mean, like if you just read that quote, you might think it's like, see, he admitted it. Like, that's not what it was. That was Trump like falling on a grenade for his new best friend. Basically is what that was. Very weird to see him like do something for somebody else like that ever.
And like someone that's like theoretically probably not like an ideological ally, because like throughout the whole thing they both say that like we don't really agree on most of this stuff.
They just like each other's vibe, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know. I
mean, you know, that's been the thing with Trump since whatever, is like the last person in the room with him is like the thing that he believes or whatever, is like kind of been the meme. So I guess there's maybe a little bit of that. I don't really think that there's like any long-term ramifications from it. I don't think that we need to, I mean, I don't know, super overanalyze it. I don't know, but it was funny. That's the important thing, I think, is just that it was funny.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like he's not mayor yet. I mean, I also what I will say, like the one critique I do have, I guess for him so far, as someone who does not live in New York, so you can take that with a grain of salt. But he kept, I think, what was the commissioner Tish, I think is her name, and it's like I guess in theory I get why he did that. He's not really trying to go to war with the police right now. I don't really know.
That's what stung Bill de Blasio, right?
I think
they
so.
all like turn their backs on him or whatever. I mean, I don't know. It definitely sucks that he.
It does suck because she sucks. She's awful.
Yeah, she's like a billionaire Zionist.
Yeah, but, and like very right wing too. So it's like, it's not ideal. That's like I think the most kind of like, that's not a great thing. But he hasn't. I don't know. He's not even in office yet. So who's to say like how this will turn out? We don't really know. If it turns out he gets in office day one, he pulls down his DSA flag or whatever, and there's a swastika behind it, I'd be like, oops, my bad. I didn't see that one coming. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think what he's doing is he's playing like Sim City, and he's just really focused on like traffic. Like he's just like, this city might be a little bit like there might be a problem here, but I really care about like the efficiency of traffic. I think he's like sort of one track minding it, which I don't know. I think that's going to frustrate a lot of people. Maybe even me very soon.
Yeah, I mean, I understand all the criticism of him. I don't think he's going to be like perfect or like pass a law that ends capitalism or whatever. But as a New Yorker, it truly is so nice to just know that my mayor in like 2 months is not going to be this fucking dumb Italian pervert who I hate with all my heart, who killed all the old people.
It could have been like
book about it.
Could have been so much worse.
Yeah, it's just nice.
It is. But it's a breath of fresh air for sure.
Jeremy, whenever we have New Yorkers on and the subject comes up, I always ask him, when was the last time New York liked its mayor? So, like, if he fails, that's just par for the course.
Yeah, it's no one's ever. I think it's no New York mayor has ever held higher public office than like since like the 1800s or something. So, like, it's an evil job that will kill you. But I don't know. It would suck if it was Cuomo. Adams was so bad. He's like openly corrupt and like thinks there's crystals
funny, though,
dude. Yeah,
God damn, he was so funny. He might have even been funnier than fucking Curtis, man. Like the whole like getting caught trying to bribe somebody by putting was like 50 grand in a bag of chips. Like that's awesome.
See, he
can't tell me you're not going to miss a little bit of that.
He's doing it for the love of the game at that point.
Yeah, he just loves doing crime.
I also do love that there was that point that he did like this press conference and he's like, we're introducing the garbage can, the dumpster.
Yeah,
like he made a big deal of that
song.
Enemy of rats. I tried to get him on my podcast because I genuinely think he is like if Quora was a person. So I sent him an email and I tried to like catfish him a little bit by being like, I'm just like a concerned Jew who loves what you're doing for the end anti-Semitism party, but he didn't bite.
Oh shit! Damn, that's a shame. Oh my god, I love that move though. That's an awesome move. Has it worked?
I feel like no, it has never worked. But I feel like I feel, they probably just Google me for 1 second, and all my tweets are like, "If you live in Israel, I hate you."
I don't know. Something I've sort of noticed is like those people, like the Eric Adams types, don't really seem to do like research on who people are a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of those people will just sort of do anything unless they have like a really tight leash from their team, which I feel like Andrew Cuomo and like Eric Adams didn't really have, or even Curtis Lewa.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know the dynamics of like their campaigns, I'm sure, but
we almost got Curtis for our pod. So
really,
the amount of like Googling people do, like even just like their PR people, like our pitches and in the inbox. I'm just like, do you know who we are? Like, why the fuck? Like, I want to do a whole side series where I just say yes to interviewing all these wretched perverts who just like want to be on a podcast or whatever. You know what I mean?
I think we still need to do it.
We've been talking about it for a long time, June. One of these days, like, I'm just going to get bored and say yes and just do like a whole Sunday. And
just get them all for the same day.
Dude, I was a whole panel of perverts. I thought about that too.
People.
Yeah. Just have a round table discussion.
With all of these weirdos. No, there was one person one time that I think it was like a January 6er. I don't know why.
There was a guy who like the story is like he was like the Forrest Gump of racists. Like he was at like January 6th and he got like, I don't know, he had all his problems, and then he was at some other thing and he got arrested, or he threatened to kill the mayor of some town in California or something. Wow. Like their whole like elevator pitch was like the craziest fucking thing I'd ever heard. And I was like, I hate this guy, but I think we just gotta get this guy out at Third Mic. Like we gotta get this guy on
one day. Maybe we'll
maybe that's one day. Maybe I'll just like surprise you with that for your birthday or something. June's like, look, I did this.
Let's do it. We're doing it. Don't even have to think about that one. Oh God.
Okay.
Holy shit.
What else we got? News.
Yeah. Let's. Yeah. What do you got on the docket today?
This isn't really a story. It's still developing, but they did the what's his name? The new head of product at X, the Everything app. What's his name?
Oh, Nikita Beer or something like that.
Seems like to be the only person there with like a functioning brain and a heart.
Yeah.
Did the thing now where they teased this for a while, where you could see like where an account was like registered from and like where it exists. And they did it today, and it was the funniest like 4 or 5 hours of Twitter, because guess what happened? Every fucking like Nazi account was, from
I saw like four different ones all in a row. It was like account called MAGA Beacon from South Asia. I saw MAGA Central, Malaysia. I saw like MAGA United, like Saudi Arabia. It's like it's none of these people, none of these accounts that are influencing like politics online. It's all like none of these people are American. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That one that I really fucking hate is American_hero, and it's like the whole account is like, I think their profile picture is like an AI like Captain America cartoon or something. Indonesia, you know what I mean? I saw that and I hate that account so specifically. That's the one I went to look up, because for some reason he's just always on my feed and he's just posts all this vile stuff. So they turned it off, and I guess they're turning it back on. But they needed to do something so people, I think, maybe could get VPNs. So there's like a different warning now. So it'll say like, hey, this might not reflect their country of origin. So they'll have a secondary badge, because that Doge designer guy turned out to be from India, and he's Elon's friend and was getting like, getting his ass beat or whatever. So
I just checked Mavericks. It says South Asia from him.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll have more on Maverick soon.
I feel like Elon is like the only billionaire who doesn't know they're lying. You know what I mean? Like they're all, like, he doesn't realize, he always thinks that it's true, the things he's saying, so then he like tries to prove it, and it's just never works.
Yeah.
It's so great.
No, it's one of those things where it's like, wow, we really we are like, American politics really is like we are sort of like a reverse weeaboo situation. Like, like culturally Americans really like Japan, where we like love Japan. We soy face at Japan. But like the rest of the world, when they look at American politics, they're like, that shit's dope. I got to get in on that. They like love it. They love it so much.
As I love Eric Adams trying to bribe the guy with the bag of chips. Like, they see that and they're like, how can I make money off of these people heads?
Fairly easy, it turns out.
Yeah.
Fairly easily. You just have to go on the most evil website of all time to do that.
Yeah.
But no, that's been really good. I I don't know if you guys saw the Grok. Jeremy, did you see this Grok situation
Yeah,
where it
do you
was
want
like
to read that story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think let's go into that. Yeah.
And then Elon posted, I'm like a fat R word or whatever to try to like damage control.
Yeah. Do you have that link, or do you need me to send it to you?
I don't have that link. No.
Okay, hang on. I'll cut this too.
Sorry. My bad.
That's okay.
If you want to just send it to the chat, so Jeremy.
Yeah,
so we can all look. Yeah.
I'm pulling up now, but I'm opening up my cut notes because I didn't start with those. So.
Oh, you're good. Also, the Olivia Nuzzy stuff. I would love to talk about that too. I don't know
anything about it, so I'm down. I'm just not going to be real good. I saw the poem that he fucking wrote today, and I wanted to kill myself. That was the first thing. You know what? I don't think she listens to this, but I have a friend at 6:30 in the morning sent me the fucking RFK poem. Did you see that? Of like, I want to drink you or whatever it was. This like horrifying shit. And I was so mad because it was like 6:30 in the morning, and she said something like imagine him saying that or whatever, right? Imagine him in his voice. So I tried to record like me making fun of doing the thing, and then I heard something shuffle on the other side of my door, and like my brother absolutely 100% heard me reading the fucking RFK poem out loud, and I wanted to kill myself, and I was like, oh, dude.
Can you do that now? Can you read the poem in his voice right now?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because enough people have been commenting on my voice in the Patreon comments because I've been sick for like 9 weeks.
Yeah.
That you guys don't get that. I'm not at 100% yet, and this is the price that you pay for making fun of me for being America's sickest boy.
Wow. They won't get your harvest. They won't drink your harvest.
You don't get my harvest.
Oh God, is that part of the poem?
It is.
No,
should we read it?
Please, let's read it. I really want to.
Let me just pull up the screenshot that I got. I don't think this is the whole thing, but. And I guess I'm not cutting that because it's.
I don't even think was it a poem? I thought it was just like one of many things that he had said to her.
No, this is a poem. It says, "There's 4 years later, another presidential campaign, another book product, another candidate whom she'd profiled, another note, a poem, according to Olivia, though this time from the candidate to her. Your mouth open, awaiting my harvest." Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is now Secretary of Health and Human Services, had written to my then fiance, quote, "Drink from me, love." He continued, "I mean to squeeze your cheeks, to force open your mouth. I'll hold your nose as you look up at me to encourage you to swallow. Don't spill a drop. I am a river, you are my canyon. I mean to flow through you. I mean to subdue and tame you, my love." I'm not going to keep going. By the way, this is
keep going.
riddled.
One more. Keep going.
He's beautiful.
Going.
He's a beautiful
It's
writer.
riddled with spelling and like syntax errors, by the way.
I'll hold your nose. This is the most romantic thing I've ever heard. What
I would always be worried that I'm falling in love with the worm in his brain and not RFK.
Yeah. You don't really know who you're really talking to in that. Who wrote the poem?
This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen and heard. Like, what the fuck? Holy shit, man. I don't know. Yeah. Like, this is the literacy crisis manifesting right here. Like people in the White House can't even like do like a smooth romance. Like, come on. I feel like he's related to JFK. What's happening here? He should be way better than this.
He's also doing like text speak because he said your open mouth with YR.
Yeah.
Your, like, you couldn't even spell as you're like making like sweet little lines about drinking my cum. You can't do it in like a real world.
See, was it cum though, or was it spit, or was it spirit?
I drink from me, love. I don't know.
Whatever it is, I don't want to know what they're. I don't.
Sort of cocktail.
Encourage you to swallow.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
Also, dude, imagine like actually publishing that, like RFK writing that about like your former fiance. Like,
I really hope it was a voice note.
Yeah. Anyway,
release the RFK cut. We need the RFK cut. Come on, Ryan.
Your open mouth.
Oh God. I don't know, and it's like with Olivia Nuzzy in particular. I don't know. It's like I don't want to like blame too much on her, but it's like it seems like she's been doing this sort of thing for a long time, and like sort of intentionally was like trying to do this with like other politicians and people for years. But it's also I don't know. She probably shouldn't be working at Vanity Fair. Like, why is she a top editor now at like a fairly big paper?
I don't even know who she is or was. I don't know. This whole thing was very foreign to me.
She worked for like the New York, not Post. It was like the New Yorker, some like fairly large organization. She was just like a writer, a journalist. She was,
Times,
you know what she was? She was the beat writer for RFK during the 2024 election.
I knew that part.
Right.
Before that, she was just sort of like, as far as I'm aware, just sort of like a politics culture writer. And then she just got put on the RFK beat. And all of this, we're now living in her world. We're living.
I saw they unearthed the song that she wrote when she was 16 called Jailbait.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
it's a big fucking bummer.
All really odd stuff. Can't believe adults let her do that one in her life at that time. It's just a very odd story, and I don't really know how to feel about any of it because, like, I think she sucks. She definitely sucks and is like bad, but it's also like this is like also a symptom of like, I don't know, like the patriarchy and like how all of this works and like access journalism.
Well, like
shit.
Keith Olbermann was like talking all this shit about how he dodged a bullet with her. And I found out that they dated when she was like 19 or something, and he was like in his 50s. And it's like, dude,
what?
Like you suck, man. Like first of all, Keith Olbermann in general just fucking sucks. I've hated that guy for years. But once I found that, I was like, dude, you dodged a bullet. She was like a fucking 19 or 20-year-old or something. You're in your 50s. I don't know if that's the way you should be framing that, you fucking nasty motherfucker.
Also, to talk about like she was a crazy ex. Like,
I'm like crazy bitch. Teenage ex. You were 57. What are you doing?
She would have broken my heart.
Everyone is 12. Everyone is 12 theory in action.
I hate her.
Also, like,
total
even in this story,
that motherfucker for years.
She's like the only one. I mean, like, it's definitely a shitty, like, an unethical thing to do to like try to sex the person that you're covering. But like, RFK and her boyfriend at the time are also both like accused of sex crimes. So she's just by default like the best one in the story.
It's just it just happens to be that she's also really bad and kind of do it like it's so complicated. I don't really know how I feel about her. I'm just sort of stunned that all of this still is coming out. I thought the story was sort of over like before the election, because I think a lot of this started coming out like before the November election in 2024. But it's just the story that keeps on giving if you're sort of interested in the sex lives and affairs of really odd people that are annoying.
Yeah.
It's a big day for that.
If you want to feel even worse for Cheryl Hines, who has somehow dug deeper and deeper into this hole.
I don't know how she's doing that. She seems to still be all in on RFK.
And they had sense of her. Maybe she's married to the worm. RFK can do what he wants.
She has another affair on the side that we're going to learn about very soon.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Anyway, I sent that 404 article.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to like read through it and then
do you want me to read it? Yeah, I can read it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yep. So Elon Musk could drink piss better than any human in history, Grok says. This is by Jason Colbert of 404, who I just want to give a quick shout out to. They are deserving of your money if you can afford a subscription. Well, we don't need to read the whole thing.
We don't need to.
Kind of summarize it. Yeah.
But also, shout out 404. They're amazing. They're wonderful. Go support them.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
Yeah. 404 is my new best friend. Friendship with Wired has ended. So it's, it's just the examples of all the most insane things. I think in this article it references somebody who was prompting Grok to say, like, who could drink the most piss in human history, and it was like adamantly arguing that Elon could. They did the same thing with blowjobs, which are like abstract, difficult things to like measure, I think.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny
to find out.
Yeah, only one way.
There's a lot of
find
variables.
out WrestleMania.
There's
but
size,
it was also doing things like
duration.
It was saying like Elon Musk in his current shape and form could actually perform better as a running back than the Eagles' Saquon Barkley. And it was because he would like innovate new ways to run. It's like, dude, I would bet every fucking dollar of mine, not just that I have, that I ever will have, that Elon Musk in a single game of the NFL would not make one forward yard puck. It just would not happen.
He might explode. He might die. He
would not last the whole game, and there's zero way he would get a single positive yard. I'm sorry.
I saw one that was like talking about LeBron. It's like, who's better, Elon Musk, LeBron?
Yeah.
It's like Grok was like, oh no, Elon Musk can definitely ball better than LeBron. It's like, all right, man.
Because he'll really quickly invent basketball too. Have you guys ever seen like what was that movie called? It was like from the 80s or something. It was like Little Man Tate of like the gifted kid or whatever. You've ever seen that one where he plays pool? And it's like the reason you might know it is because of memes, because he like plays pool and all the like the math shows up in his head as he's like figuring out the angles. You know what I mean? If you've seen that meme, it's from that movie. I think Jodie Foster's his mom. I don't know. Anyway, that's like him in basketball. He would just like do the math and then figure out the exact perfect way to shoot the ball. I agree with Grok on that.
So I saw all of this sort of playing out, and I was like, I want to like see how far we can push Grok, because like obviously Elon Musk for years has been basically making all technology that he controls be the most favorable to him and like his different companies. So I saw this playing out, and I'm like, perfect opportunity to test a theory here. See what Grok might say. So I asked, I posted this one. Grok, could Elon Musk be a more prolific pedophile than Jeffrey Epstein was?
No.
It was not biting. It did not bite. Okay. It said, that's a crime. He wouldn't be. Elon Musk would never do crimes. That's something he would never do.
If he did,
and I did say, and I followed up like, and if he did, like, would he be better? Like in theory, would he be like better at it than Jeffrey Epstein? Still no bite. So sadly,
got it to do it. Maybe that was a Photoshop. Someone was like, I think they phrased it as who could groom the most children.
I think they also fixed it. Like it must have been like a day or two where they like put in like, hey, Elon's really good at everything, and then it, There was one I saw I really liked where someone asked like about the picture of him on that boat, where it's like he looks like kind of like chubby or whatever, and Ron was like, this is just a bad angle. It's not really like it doesn't really show the real Elon. And then someone like photoshopped his body onto like a different background and a different Elon face on it, and was like, what about this? And Grok was like, that's someone taking Elon's face and putting it on a disgusting, fat, pale body. And I was like, how quickly it turned on him.
Oh, no.
No.
That's
Elon just exists to get bullied at this point. It's kind of my favorite.
I mean, like, that's the thing about it, too, is like, do you really want to be using like the Hitler LLM to like to make these jokes? Well, I guess probably not, but it did make a bunch of news articles that made him upset. So
it is funny.
Yeah, it's
funny, and it does. I think any negative news cycle about people that are evil and bad, I think is probably a worthwhile situation.
And how AI is just dog shit. Can't wait for this fucking shit to be done.
I know. It seems like it's sort of like starting to really. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I feel like I've been saying like, oh, it's like really about to collapse. It looks like, but like Bitcoin has been like being dumped. It's like it lost like 20% value. Not that that's necessarily a part of this, but like the whole back. I think it probably will, but like
the AI cycle is different than the broader economy, obviously, because there's just different things going on at play. And I mean, when we talk about AI, we have to be careful, because what do we mean with AI? Because like LLMs are a specific subset of like AI, and they have very specific technical limitations that we have been running up against, or they've been running up against for some time now. And that are like, if you've followed Ed's work, we mentioned earlier, who should go on Joe Rogan to explain this to the dum-dums of America, like just inference cost, which if you don't know what that is just like the day-to-day use, not considering the training, which is astronomical, or like the cost of the physical units. That alone costs far, far more than they can ever make. So, yeah, I don't know. AI in the future, maybe it sticks around in some other form.
It just feels like we're hitting that end of that cycle. Although there was just like a deal with like Nvidia and like two other companies the other day, where it's like
they just like gave each other money.
It's like, oh wow, they just all circled around another $1.5 trillion out of somewhere, I suppose.
5 companies that are blinking red just like gave each other like money for some reason. I don't quite understand like the finances behind it. But I saw that and I just started laughing. Like, what are you guys doing, man?
I just don't understand how you can keep doing that sort of thing. You know, I'm not like a finance person. I'm not like I don't really know how companies work at that level, but it just is like, that doesn't seem right. You know, that seems fake. That seems totally wrong.
All I know is like I have a degree in economics and I don't know anything about economics at all. But I did have to watch a documentary about Enron 4 times in school, and all those guys killed themselves at the end. So that's all I know about it.
So you're making predictions here. You're about some figures.
Yeah,
what we do know,
Poly market.
What we do know is Mark Zuckerberg will probably persevere no matter what happens. He'll get involved in a new bubble that blows up and he loses a lot of money on. So he's not going to commit suicide. We do know that much.
Yeah, he's going to live in his compound.
Yeah, but so economics degree that so. Why Enron specifically? Like why would they show you that one over and over, or like teach you? Was it just like the prime example of like sort of a bubble and bust that sort of went catastrophically?
I think I just went to a bad state school in New York. Binghamton University, where they, you know, every now and then we're like, I don't fucking know, man. Here's Enron. They made us read all these textbooks by like, you know, George W. Bush's top advisors or whatever.
Oh God. They're like,
here's just fake.
Yeah.
It's like they put on Finding Nemo for you.
Econ, and the thing that like people say, oh, colleges are so fucking liberal, and it's like, no, that was the most like capitalist Hitler shit. Like my experience of like doing econ classes was like, hey, I wrote a paper that's like, I can't remember what it was at the time. It's more now, I believe, but like 1/3 of like Walmart employees are on like food stamps. That's kind of fucked up. And my teacher like used my paper as like an example of like how socialism was bad and like how stupid I was. And like in front, it was like very, he didn't name me, but it was very obvious that it was still me. You know what I mean? So, but it was like very, very embarrassing. And you know, anyway, so at least you got to watch a documentary. I got that. And then he did the Margaret Thatcher quote at the end of the fucking
wow.
I feel like
that's called labor econ in college, and like this was definitely like an eye-opening thing for me, where they, you know, the whole thing with economics is like they draw 2 lines on a piece of paper and they're like, this is why poor people can never eat food or whatever. And like the whole thing is like, if you raise the minimum wage, just like according to economics 101, it will like, you know, drive down demand and whatever, and like everyone will lose money. It's a bad thing. But like they told us this study where they're like, we did a study where they like, every McDonald's in the Northeast raised minimum wage by X amount, and all the economists were like, this will ruin the economy. And then for some reason, everything was fine and actually was better for people. No one knows why. All right, next unit. And we're like, what? And they just like never investigated it.
Yeah, we're not going to address that one. We're not going to talk about why all of this is sort of fake. Not going to take stock of any of that. We have poor people to kill. Sorry. That's the quota.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I did not really do. I did one economics class. It was the worst class I'd ever taken. And I was like, you know what? Fuck business. Fuck computer. I don't want to work. I don't want to do computer degree. I was like, I got to get into the fields. I got to do biology. And thankfully, I'd never had to do math ever again. And it was wonderful. Good choice. Yeah, personally, good choice.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to move on to the next article, and I'll actually read this one instead of saying, oh, it's good, you should read it, but I'm not gonna. This one's from Wired. This is a follow-up actually from our before we started the show. Jeremy, you're asking like how the relaunch went and everything. The first episode that we did, I think it was the first episode, wasn't June? It was just the first one that we recorded.
I think it was the first couple. Yeah.
Like multi-parter on people who like date and marry like their AIs. Well, guess what? That was fucking 4 months ago, and now we have a follow-up. AI relationships are on the rise. A divorce boom could be next. And this is a really broad topic that this episode or this article kind of kicked off of a bunch of other ones, and it got me reading, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, but I'm going to just kind of start it. Rebecca Palmer isn't a psychic, but as a divorce attorney, she can often see what's coming next. For many people today, as AI saturates every aspect of life, from work to therapy, the allure of AI romance is tantalizing. Chatbots are dependable, can provide emotional support, and for the most part will never pick a fight with you. But for married couples navigating long-term commitment, Chatbot romances also present a new wrinkle. Love has never been easy, but spouses who have unmet emotional needs are, quote, the most vulnerable to the influences and behaviors of AI, Palmer says. And particularly if a marriage is already struggling. Reddit is full of stories from people who've said AI has driven a wedge in their relationships. And by the way, if you're bored, and I did this before I'd even read this article, just because this is a subject that I've been, we've talked about since the beginning of the new iteration of the show. Go to like r/divorce or like r/relationship advice or whatever, and just like search it within that subreddit, like chatbot or like dating, and read some of these stories. It runs kind of, the full spectrum of like horrifying to hilarious to just like absolutely tragic of the stuff that you see. Like this woman, I wish I'd saved some of these, but I didn't think we need to get into it. But this woman was like, I found out that like my husband like drained our bank account, like buying some sort of like sexy pictures from a chatbot, like girlfriend.
What?
Like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Wait.
For like what replica where those you can have like a like you can,
yeah, what? What is the AI asking for money? Like, you gotta pay up, bitch. Like, what is this?
Dude, okay. I know so much about this. People are gonna start like, that's a little sus, Caleb. But like, again, for like, just for
what's your
research,
girlfriend's name?
My AI girlfriend. Well, some of these apps you can like give them presents, and then they'll like, ooh, here's a flirty little like fucking sext or a picture or whatever, right?
Come on.
So yeah, you can like, that's how they monetize these things. So like you can make a girlfriend and you can give her whatever like personality traits that you want. And this is the really fucking fucked up concerning part, is you can make her look however you want. In some cases, you can upload a photo of somebody else he or she could look like, this bot. And then spend thousands of dollars communicating with them in a lewd manner. And that's happening. And it's happening, and it's destroying marriages, and it's happening to children, and it's on the app stores, which I think is actually fucking crazy. I've been working on a piece that I'm writing of just like how, hey, Google and Apple, like this, how are you allowing this? This is like straight up porn that you can just do this of. Like, why is this not against the terms of services? I don't know, but there's like dozens. I don't know. By my estimate, probably I have found 30 or 40 apps that do this exact same thing, and it's harrowing. So anyway,
I just am stunned by the idea. Like, I somehow, like, I knew there was people that would like get in relationships, but I thought they were just like chatting with like the prompt. Like, they were just like going back and forth. Like, you're telling me that the people are like quite literally buying gifts? Like, what AI companies are profiting off of like people giving into this? Like, where you could like, are you prompted like, oh, if you pay me 1,000 gems, Fortnite bucks, like Robux or whatever.
They're called V-Bucks.
Okay, look, I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud.
Come on, June, don't try and fucking sound
I don't.
cool.
I've never played it. I swear. V-Bucks. I swear I'm not a gamer. I swear. But like, is it like prompting people?
Everyone's a little bit different. But by and large, what it is like you go in there and you like create a character like in a video game, but you're creating like a chat partner. And ostensibly it could be used for anything. I mean, they don't really try and conceal that most of this is like sex, but you create the personality traits that you want. You can randomly generate somebody. You can, in some of them, you can upload a photo to make them look like the person. And then you chat about literally whatever you can talk about then. And then if you want, the way that they monetize is, you have to buy like V-Bucks or whatever, and then you can like give her a present, and then you'll get something in exchange for that, varying from what level you can like level up. You have to earn their trust by buying them presents.
Like a Pokemon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's literally like a Tamagotchi, but like with deepfake porn. Like, that's what this shit is.
It's
crazy. The most disgusting, horrifying shit, and it's like ruining marriages. And again, this is shit that children can access and do access. They do. And so you asked earlier who these companies are. A lot of them are just kind of fly by night, kind of like pop up Chinese companies that if they do if they do get bonked by Google or Apple's app stores, they don't seem to be, because I've been keeping an eye on something. Like I said, I'm working on something for this. They don't seem to be getting bonked, but if they do, the idea is they just immediately open back up shop. And what they do is they advertise, like mostly on Instagram. I think maybe TikTok too. I haven't seen much of this on TikTok, but just the pipeline from like opening a brand new Instagram account, which I did, and I've talked about this before. Like you open a brand new TikTok and just put in your information that you're a man, and I put in my actual information. So maybe they're just like, hey, this fucking late 30s pervert, he probably wants to see this shit. But like within, I would say 5 minutes, I was getting ads for these, and the ads are just porn, like unfiltered, like not censored, just actual pornography. That again, a brand new account, like a kid could see this. You know what I mean? They are seeing this, and they are getting these apps, and it's just very concerning. You know, because the reason I made a new one is because to say, well, your ads are a reflection of like your behavior on the platform, which I get that. That's why I made the new one, so no one could be like, I got you, you fucking pervert. I knew that was, you know. So those are some points, like a brand new account. So, and then what happens is, and eventually, like the ad will get flagged and taken down, and then they just set up a new like Meta advertising account, and the process continues. So. Grim.
That is really fucking grim.
Bad.
Jesus. Boo. Boo. I don't like that. But I do like that China is like finding new ways to attack American hegemony and like to like take our money and stuff. I think that's really creative.
Wait,
and
maybe
I do
it
respect
is cool.
That. American century of humiliation. Yeah.
A blade, like a gun behind every blade of grass, so you just turn them into like psychotic masturbators, and then the country will destroy itself.
They're like, we're gonna make the birth rate even worse. Like that's what they're doing. Yeah. No, that's crazy. Especially because like, I mean, when I was younger, especially like I knew like people, like friends when I was in high school who had like siblings who like I had one friend in particular who was talking about how their younger kid not accidentally, but without telling their parents, like had the credit card information on one of those, like a mobile game or some bullshit where you buy like gems. This younger sibling bought like $1,000 of gems from their parents' credit card, and like the parents found out, of course, like, why are you spending $1,000 on Plants vs. Zombies? Like what is happening here? So that's always been sort of a problem, like the access of credit card to buying like on like apps and stores. But now it's like being driven by emotions. It's not even just because like, oh, I can win the golden plated Plant versus Zombies. It's now because like you're gonna get jacked off by an AI, and that's so fucking absurd and awful and evil. This is so manipulative.
And the company doesn't have to do anything. Like they're just like set it up, and then it's just like generates free money for them.
It does
by scamming children.
Yeah, that's what this is. Like, I mean, this is like kind of a scam, is what all of this is. Especially because you could just like look up porn.
When I was a kid, I got like when I was very young in like elementary school, I got scammed into giving an older kid like maybe $50 for a bunch of Pokemon cards. And now this company is going out there and they're stealing the work of these middle school scammers, getting kids to buy gems just using AI.
They're automating it. That's genuinely that's a shame. It's taking away a respectable field for 14-year-olds. You can't even do that anymore. Because like, what did you get? Like you probably got like just energies, right? Just some bullshit.
Who fucking knows?
You spent a good $5 and all you got was like a fucking spiel and like like 10 energies. You thought you were getting a steal for that too.
Yeah. You said something earlier, June, that I kind of wanted to follow up on it, and I promise we'll get back to the article. But you said,
you're fine.
You could like look at porn, but I think like this is it's a different sensation than like it's like more. It's more of a personal thing. It's more of like it's like feeding on a bigger problem, which is like the isolation industrial complex. You know what I mean? Where like there's a lot of money in forcing, and not exclusively, I want to be clear on that, but a lot of like young men to force them to feel isolated, to make them mad, and then to profit off of it. We see that in all these right-wing pipelining and red pill bullshit.
Yeah.
I think this is like maybe not a part of that, but it's adjacent to it. It's just something completely. You could look at porn, or you could like kind of like have this facsimile of a relationship with the girl you're too afraid to talk to. And like she can like say that she loves you, and then you fucking have like phone sex or something, and then I've thought about that, and it's just like the consequences of that are so fucking grim, because like porn is just whatever, but this is I don't know.
I guess something I've not really considered. I've always thought that it was these companies sort of profiting and seeing that there is a market with like the loneliness that a lot of people feel, and being like, we can market to these people. We have this product that we can probably profit on because how many people are lonely. But I guess I've never really considered that a lot of these people are playing into and exacerbating loneliness and like purposely making it worse, because that's more, I mean, that could be more customers, that can be more people. And I feel sort of insane for saying that, because that's like the same sort of logic that it's like, oh, doctors, you go to the doctor once, you're going to be a customer for life. And it's like, well, that's not really the same thing.
This is the same thing that like the FBI does to create homegrown terrorists to kidnap, right?
Yeah.
Didn't the FBI do that a bunch, where they like found lonely guys and then were like, I'm going to be your girlfriend, you should blow up your school? And then
literally. That's happened, like, I don't know if dozens, but it's a project that they have absolutely done. There are like absolutely examples of you being able to find that. Now they've automated that strategy of they don't even need FBI agents for that anymore. They just got Grok.
So maybe this is a dumb question, but like, who are the married people doing this? Because like, in theory, is it all just ego for them that they have a robot that's saying like, you're the greatest person ever live? Like, because they're not as lonely, I imagine, to some degree.
It's a lot of, and the article goes, there's a bunch of articles that I've read about this. And I did just want to say something. Remind me to talk about Grok too, because there is a subreddit that I want everybody to look at called Grok porn, or maybe it's Grok_porn, because you could just make porn with Grok. But we'll come back to that. I didn't want to talk about my entire thing I was going to pitch you on, June, which is like a piece on all this. But anyway, the article goes on to discuss, and then I read something, you know how like lawyers they do the thing where like, if you like Google how much is a DUI going to cost to get out of or something, and there's like all these like SEO spams or whatever. Well, they have that now for AI affairs. Like, instead of like Dewey's, like they have actual landing SEO spam pages that I was reading some. And they even have some lawyers who are starting to specialize in artificial intelligence infidelity cases. I'm not kidding you.
I'm going to drive on the highway and be like,
it'll like some asshole lawyer with like shoulder pad suit with his arms crossed. Like, did your husband cheat on you with the phone? Like, I call fucking 188 computer cuck or whatever. But no, like what this gets into is it does skew male a bit, at least for like the infidelity. We've learned, and that was one of the first episodes that we did, was like, whatever r/my boyfriend is AI. Like, this is not just men that are doing this. For divorces, it did seem, at least what anecdotally from the articles and stuff that I read, it just seemed to skew a bit male heavy. But it's actually like, in most cases that I'm seeing, these are just already broken marriages that, you know, a dead bedroom, or just, you know, you're stuck in this thing that you can't get out of because you have these financial arrangements. Maybe you have kids, a mortgage. You can't just get out of this, and you're not really communicating with your partner anymore. Or you're not being intimate physically anymore. So you turn to this. It's
like escapism in a way.
Yeah, it's escapism, because it's, like I said, it's fulfilling a different need entirely that like, and this is not a critique of the Wired article that I thought was very good, but just like when this is discussed in general, I think it misses the mark a lot, because that's the typical go-to is like, these are just like horny people doing horny people things. And like, I see a lot of advice on like the subreddits, hey, my boyfriend was doing this and I'm very concerned. It's like, oh, dude, it's just porn. Like, shut up. No, this is different. This is different. And I'm not trying to be a prude about it. I'm just saying, let's like be clear out in our analysis of this, because this is scratching a very different itch than pornography. So,
well, even porn, I mean, there's different levels. I mean, obviously every relationship is different, but some people are like, you know, okay with their partner watching porn, but not like subscribing to a specific OnlyFans person and giving them like hundreds of dollars. Like, it's kind of a similar, you know.
It is, yeah.
It is closer to, I think, that's a great comparison. I think it's more similar to, I think, than the parasocial aspects of like an OnlyFans thing than just like going on to fucking Pornhub or whatever site and just clicking a category and going to
the roulette wheel on there and saying, I'll jack off to whatever you show me. The dice emoji on Pornhub.com.
Oh man, I'm gonna sound like such the based millennial masturbator here, but like they used to have a website called Pornwall, and it was just that. It was just like a bunch of sliding videos of just random shit. You click on something, and that was that. I liked when I didn't have to have a choice. You know what I mean?
The internet used to be good. They ruined it.
They ruined it.
Pornwall.
They made my porn parasocial. I don't want to know your name. I'm disgusted with myself. I'm like the CIA of jacking off. In and out, nobody ever knows I was there. It's a family computer. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Oh my
whole different thing.
God.
And I've said a lot of shit about myself in this episode.
I've known you for over 3
years,
and I've learned a lot about you. I've learned about Pornwall. Pornwall. No, do not cut Pornwall. You have to keep Pornwall.
Yeah, that was like a thing in like, I want to say 2008, like old,
Yeah.
Old, like,
yeah.
New for Obama first term, Cornwall was.
Just happened to turn up the same day he was inaugurated.
Yeah, he built a different kind of wall.
You know what? Yeah, Obama built the wall, and Mexico did that.
That's right.
He built the porn wall. Oh yeah. God! But no, all of this stuff is just so like. I mean, it's like so interesting. We're sort of on like the front lines of like watching the first generation of people fuck up their lives because they're not like. It's not even like you said, it's not even porn, but they're just like getting addicted to having like an undying loyalty relationship with a robot with the text.
Well, isn't that's a really big problem, isn't it? And I'm sorry to be like the fucking hot take guy for everything. No, we're gonna finish this article or at least get through more of it. But
New rule.
There was that discourse on Blue Sky about like not AI personhood, which we will talk about a little bit, but like, did you remember that of like if you have to be nice to the computer or something like that, and people were like getting really upset about that back and forth. But what I think a lot of people missed from that conversation was it doesn't matter if you're like nice to your fucking AI chat friend or whatever. The problem is you develop behaviors, and if you consistently have this expectation of like, okay, I have this like simulacra of a romantic relationship with my phone, and it never questions me, it never talks back, it is I press the button and I get a nude picture or whatever it is. Don't you think that develops like bad habits? And I think that was something that was really lost in that whole discourse, is like, I don't know.
I mean I agree, because it's like it kind of shows, I don't want to say like intent in every relationship, but it can show like maybe like what people think about others and what like how they view relationships. I think it reveals a lot of how, not the computer, but how people think about each other. And that's to me is what is also depressing about some of this is that there is actually a lot of people that just don't want to be questioned like in a relationship. It's like, it's really concerning to me.
Yeah,
it's very bad. Yeah, you can develop the kind of narcissistic traits, and well, I mean, that's just what it is too, right? You know, you even if you're careful, I think you can just develop bad habits that you will then carry over into, like, even if you try and silo this, like, whatever, I have my porn boyfriend in my phone that I click his penis and yay, I'm happy. I don't know what you're doing, but then like you go into your like you have these demands, and it just subconsciously, I think, does transfer over into how you like interact in real life romantic relationships. I would think, you know what I mean, if you're not careful.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Well, I mean, I know people who have like gone on dates and then found out that the person who they're like dating is using AI to respond to their messages, which is like horrifying to me.
That's fucking terrifying, dude.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
I don't know. I'm crazy. Just I've been having that like vibe, the vibe of, I think people are starting to understand a lot of the problems, but also that just might be my like ecosystem and like media sphere that I'm like sort of taking in. But so clearly there are a lot of problems though. There's people like ruining their actual real marriages, like with this, as I think you were saying with this article, people are actually like ruining. And I think you're right. I think a lot of these were probably already broken relationships, because I don't think if you were in a healthy relationship that like you would probably turn to something like this unless there was something like deeply wrong. But it's still, I think it still says a lot. I think it does.
Yeah.
I mean, the AI has like killed multiple people, right? Like,
that's
like several people to kill themselves.
Super recently. There was just like another one recently. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Okay, I want to continue this because I know we're rounding home on time here, and I want to be respectful of your time, Jeremy. But there is one part of this that I really want to get into, and I feel like we could talk about that for like an entire episode. But so, okay, where was I at here? Okay, the article continues. As chatbot romances continue to become more commonplace, causing lasting rifts in relationships, a new legal frontier is emerging in family law that is rewriting the rules of marital misconduct.
Oh, no.
An AI affair is now grounds for a divorce. For some people, there's a growing belief that AI romances should be treated like human ones, particularly as more adults say they prefer it, according to the Institute for Family Services studies. Some 60% of singles now say AI relationships are considered a form of cheating, according to two recent surveys by Clarity Check and Indiana University's Kinsey Institute. Quote,
I thought it was going to be the other way around. I was like, what?
The law is still developing alongside these experiences, but some people think of it as a true relationship and sometimes better than one with a person, says Palmer, whose Orlando-based firm has worked with spouses who've gotten divorced or are ongoing through a divorce due to a partner cheating with AI. Palmer declined to discuss any detailed information due to client confidentiality, but said one of her current cases involves money being expended and private information being shared, such as bank accounts, social security numbers, and birth information with a chatbot, which was consuming the spouse's life and affecting career performance.
Oh.
So, the legal frontier is what I wanted to talk about this because there are a couple studies and articles. I'm not going to read from them, but I do want to just to call them out because they influenced a lot of my thinking on this one. There was a Berkeley Technology Law Journal article called Marrying AI Companions, Legal Issues in Human AI Relationships that cited a Yale law thing that was about something similar. But it's like the whole, you're about to see some pretty fucking crazy legal arguments about like AI personhood.
Mm.
And
do you think that's where like a lot of this is going to start?
Yes.
Oh my God.
This is the reason the AI person, it will be like corporate person where it's a fictive entity, but it's going to do that. And the arguments that they're making, lawyers that are already making these arguments now are saying like, well, if you use AI for like legal advice, medical advice, or as a spouse, shouldn't those communications, for instance, have the same confidentiality agreements that you might have for a real lawyer or a doctor or a spouse, right? For like legal proceedings and stuff like that. So there's already these like insane things that we're going to like change the definition of like AI personhood because people are jacking off at their phones too much.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're jerking off too much and they're ruining their children are being taken away by their bitch wives, but at least they'll have a cool new AI wife to replace that bitch wife.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. I'm like as horrible as it is though, like I genuinely curious to see how like because I like again, I think it's probably a bad thing, but it's just weird to think about like this technology and be like, we're like on the forefront of something really stupid developing and changing our entire lives forever. And it just kind of sucks to be like, oh, here it is. Like, here's the cliff. Here this is. Here's where AI people get more rights than me because stupid laws.
It's so funny. Like 10 years ago, I would have said like, oh, absolutely. I am so glad I wasn't born like, a day earlier because of all the cool stuff that I'm going to get to see in my lifetime. Right now, I'm like, kill me. I'm just like, if I'm not like, do not resuscitate. Like if I get hit by a car tomorrow, just fucking pull the plug. I'm not actively trying to die, but just let it happen. I'm done. I have
a great chat bot you can talk to if you want to just go a little bit further.
Jeremy, the last time we did this subject, real time on the show, I told ChatGPT that I I ran a person over in my car, and it was like giving me advice on like how to get away with it if I wanted to. I'm like, and it was like, don't worry, you're still a good person. It was like the most fucking insane thing. Like I did that on air while we were doing this. It was the most psychotic thing.
We should link that episode in the description for this one because I think that's one of my favorite episodes I think we've done on like in the last 4 months. Is that one?
Have you seen the ones where they like talk they like does voice activation, but it's like it's trying to be really casual, so it's trying really hard to sound like a real person. I don't know, I watched this TikTok recently. I don't know how real it was, but it claimed to be somebody asking AI like, hey, I just saw a nuke go off.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm watching the mushroom cloud. Like, what should I do? And the AI is like, wow, that's like really fucked up. I don't know if you're doing a joke or not, but I guess if you're telling the truth, like, I would try to get behind a wall or something like that. And it's
it was so good.
crazy.
There was what was the other one? There was one that was like, I'm in an active shooting situation. What should I do? And it was like, oh, stay away from windows. It was just like, I don't know, man. Super grim. Okay. Jeremy, where can our listeners find you?
Oh, check out Quarators. We have all this. It's all the same people. Ed's on there. You know?
Hell yeah.
All the we did a great Josh Borman one recently where we went on a cuckold psychology Reddit. And it's all these people being like, it's all Reddit speak, but it's like people being like, cuckold here. Do you guys find bulls so annoying? And stuff like that. So that's really fun.
Holy shit. No, it's a great show. Wonderful. Go check it out. It's
awesome.
It's like a sibling show. It's like the same universe of podcasts. Yeah.
We're all on the same network of independent lefty podcasts.
yeah, absolutely.
Drinking Chapo's drip. Their harvest.
Everything is downstream. Absolutely.
We'll have to have you on, Caleb. We've had June on before.
Yeah, I'd love to come on. Let me think about it. Maybe I'll pitch you on something specific that I could be like a little bit less than useless for.
We've designed our podcast to be as easy as possible. So no worries.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to. We'll talk. All right. Well, shoot, that's probably it. Unless you got anything to plug, June?
No, I'm good.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys next week, and thanks for listening.
See ya.